Scorpio, Sun and Rising. Welcome to your message for this full moon and lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. So, as we already know, full moons is all about releasing, letting things go, things coming to a completion, concluding certain aspects within our lives, as well as celebration for where we're at the moment. You got to celebrate in increments, right? You can't just wait until everything is complete and then you celebrate. No, you take a moment to step back and look at your work and go, I did that, or did that. All right. On to the next, give yourself that time to congratulate yourself on what you've accomplished so far. So when we add a lunar eclipse to that mix, it basically amplifies the full moon energy times 10, but it also makes us reflect on more time of the past. So instead of 3 months, we're reflecting on 6 months past, to around September, October, when things were starting, something was brewing, something was happening, something was beginning, and then over the past 6 months it's been playing out, and now it's at its concluding phase. And so we can look back on that time and really see everything for all of what it is, and have a broader perspective, a fuller perspective of everything that has taken place. So with that being said, Scorpio, this full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is so difficult to read because it is so hidden. It is not something that is on the surface. It's not even something that is midway. You literally got to go deep to get to the root, deep to get to the information that is hidden. Okay. It also deals with things done in the dark, secret things, right? And when you have a full moon in the 12th house, that means secret things are being brought to life, right? They're being brought to the light so that they are exposed and revealed so that you can do something. Whatever it is that you're meant to do with that information, you have it now fully exposed. And sometimes that can be a little daunting for people with heavy Scorpio placements because you guys are naturally more private. But the negative part, or the shadow part of privacy, is secrecy. If you're being secretive, that means you're trying to hide something intentionally, and it's usually not for a good purpose, right? Because if you're walking in the light, you already know everything's exposed and you have nothing to hide. But on the positive side, it's being private is totally okay, because not everything needs to be spoken or talked about to everyone. Certain things you just need to withhold that information from those people, because they're not going to do anything good with it anyway. So, you begin to realize who you can express and speak to and talk to about certain things, and who you got to just say, we're going to keep it surface level, baby, okay? So that might be something that's coming into the forefront for you, is really recognizing that it's okay to be expressive with certain people, that you don't have to be secretive with certain people in your lives. But there are some people that you have every right to create those boundaries and say, nope, you cannot access this information from me. It's not yours to access. You don't have privilege or rights to that. And that's totally fine as well. So that might be coming out to play for you. I also see that there may be, because 12th house deals with secret affairs, right? So it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Sometimes it is something that's going on in your mind in regards to your romantic relationship or whoever your partner is. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, I need to change either myself or the dynamics of this relationship because it's not going in a good path. And I'm keeping this to myself because I need to think about it, right? Before I can express it to my partner, because I don't want to make things worse, but I also don't want to stay stagnant in this, how things are going right now. So that aspect may be at play with your 12th house energy, with that moon being there and that eclipse being there. It may be finally coming to the end of the road and saying, look, I want to be with you. I want this relationship, but we got to make some changes. Something has to transform. And you are the sign that loves transforming things. So naturally, you going to want to transform some things in your life and in this particular relationship. So whenever we have a full moon, the moon is always going to be in opposition to the sun. They're going to be on opposite sides of each other, on the same plane, just on opposite sides. So they have the same intention, they have the same focus and same objective and goal, but have different ways of going about it. So they reflect back to each other so that you can see the different options that are available to you, as well as challenge certain aspects within yourself. So it's challenging you to become more open, more expressive, less secretive, um, as well as knowing when to withhold. So it's a balance that needs to be played out. Also, you have to be careful with going too hard, possibly in the workplace, because you have the sun in your sixth house of Aries. So the sixth house deals with the workplace. It deals with employees as well as co-workers. It deals with pets too, as well as your health. So remembering that, even though, okay, let's say you get a raise, you get a promotion, and now you have a higher position with more authority as well as more responsibilities. Are you going to become a tyrant? Are you going to go too hard on people? Or are you going to have a good balance in which you can manage the situation and be a great supervisor, the one that people respect and appreciate for your work ethic as well as how you manage the group? So that may be coming into play. How are you conversating with certain people? There is progression happening in the workplace for yourself as well as for your health, but mostly in your workplace. There may be a goal that you have set for yourself that you may have set last year during the new moon solar eclipse period, in which that goal you already knew was going to take time, and you're really hustling, you're really putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort, being consistent with all that effort being played. Just make sure that you do not become ruthless, in which you run over whoever because you don't care, because as long as you get to your goal you really don't care. Those are the type of people who the karma just comes back and kicks y'all in the ass. So don't become that person. Don't be ruthless. Be still. Take on an emperor type of energy where you got a goal and you're going forward and you're going to achieve it, but you have a feeling of camaraderie, like you're bringing people together to accomplish your goal. That's that Capricorn energy. I use. So it's learning how to use people to get to a certain goal, and using people in a way where they're okay with being used in that way, where they're saying, I have this gift, I have this talent, I have this skill, I can help you to achieve your goal, because in the end I feel fulfilled in some type of way, whether it could be monetary, it could be just emotional, it could be spiritual fulfillment, it could be any type of fulfillment, but I'm getting fulfilled, so I don't mind being used by you to help you in your goal. That is good leadership. Really learning what it takes to be a leader and stepping into your leadership position at work and in life and in your family, but particularly at work, dealing with that sixth house energy. So with that being said, I don't know how you got boundaries for your card number 3. Boundaries. It says boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are, for they are not to be crossed. Self-love can be expressed in many different ways. Sometimes it needs to manifest in a spa day with girlfriends, getting up to exercise, or sleeping in later than usual. While at other times it manifests in a need to set and enforce boundaries so that no one person completely drains you of your energy. No one is allowed or even needs to take all of you. No one has the right to demand all of your time, energy, or resources, or any parts of you, of who you are. It isn't selfish to want to keep some things for yourself, as doing so is a show of self-respect and is understanding that you cannot give what you don't have. Imagine trying to give more of your time when you don't have enough in the day to do what's already on your plate. Imagine spending more money when you're already in debt, or giving more of your energy to make someone else happy when you've been depressed for a long time. You have pulled boundaries because you are giving too much of yourself away without recharging your batteries. You are encouraged to say no more often, or at the very least, not right now. Right? Know that this is for the good of everyone in your personal orbit. that you will have so much more to give once you are in proper place and balance. Okay, I can't read the rest, but good luck, Scorpio.